welcome to Hovden. We are not driving, this road is in the area for us people that live up here. It's only 400, around 400-500 people. All the other thing is cabins. This car is not so easy to see anything.
Hello, this is the center of the universe. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm feeling great. I'm now in Hovden at the top of Setesdal. Setesdal is a very important place in Norwegian folk music. It's a remote valley that goes from Haukeli or Hovden here and down to Kristiansand. It's not a place you end up if you're not especially interested, or like a place like this, maybe if you want to go skiing or if you're like a super folk music nerd. So many famous mouth harp players comes from the area that is like down to Kristiansand from here, and also many famous Hardanger fiddlers. Tonight I'm here to play at Hovden Bar og Scene with Maija Lindaas. We have a duo set. She will play like a solo set first with like traditional music, and we will do a set together where we play like electronic versions of some Hardanger fiddle bangers from the area. So it's like, and also we have a DJ set tonight, so it's going to be like full folk music club experience in this amazing garage. It's here. So we will have a look in. Stay tuned and find your popcorn. This is going to be a nice ride.
Yeah, my name is Trond. I'm living at Hovden, it's the northest area in Setesdal before you go over to Telemark. And I have this little garage that's an architect office in the daytime, and sometimes I have some small events. So you can come and see my garage if you want. I think it's interesting with the architecture that you can use it to many different activities. Like tonight it's a folk concert meeting electronic music. So it's two. It's one called Center of the Universe, I think, and,
Yeah.
and Maija is going to play. And the stage is normally a work table. I can lift it up and I can drive it over there on that side, and I can have it also as a billiard. So I can make the garage. I can have school classes here that sit and build things. And one time we have just ripped things apart and see what's inside, like old tape players like that and stuff. The whiskey club in the area has the meeting here. All the things from the garbage, the projectors. My house is like a spaceship, and we have this tube out of the garage where I have built all the stuff. So this is like a test area. So we have the spaceship out there, and this is like the capsule you go inside when you have to declaim yourself, like this. This just fantasy ideas when I build it. And of course I have to have some a big disco ball. It's made of wood with this old technique. You can see the technique outside. It's the way to use on outside houses back in the old days.
Shingles.
Shingles. In Norway we call it for spoon.
So you made this house yourselves?
Yeah, I decided to build it and collect all the materials. So all the beams, all this, what do you call this in English?
Oh gosh, a metal roofing?
Yeah, metal roofing, yeah.
It's like metal siding.
All this is redesigned, and found it here and there.
Can we have a look inside, just like follow you inside the rest of the house? This is an amazing place. It's so.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh,
hello. You're on YouTube now. This is a tour of the house.
So, yeah, the house is also a lot of old material. This walls is from a party tent. When I design things for myself, I go back. In this project, I go really much back to my childhood. and remember the thing I like, have good memories from, and I use that memories and build a house based on that. So yeah, and it's really working. If you come up here, you can see. I really like one thing when I go to school. I hate school, and I think the school is too passive for people. But I like the reading corner. There we have a lot of pillows. So I made this tame here. Yeah, instead of sitting in a sofa, I really like this because you can sit in front here, and I have the TV here.
It's an amazing place. I instantly felt like being at home. We met each other yesterday, and today we are performing. Playing concert. Yeah, that's. I would say something you say in American. That's awesome.
Yes, very awesome.
Yeah, because what I think is
Stas.
Huh?
Stas.
Yeah, it's Stas. It's a guy of mine here in Setesdal.
Yeah.
So we are in Setesdal, and but you're not from here, are you?
I'm not. I'm from the US.
Yeah. How did you get into Norwegian folk music in the first place?
I was classically trained, so I played just classical music when I was young. Started on cello, really, and then started playing classical harp. It's my folk harp here, and I didn't really know what folk music was until college. And my first folk music was banjo, 5-string banjo. Started playing 5-string banjo, and I was like, this is so cool, because it's all the really fun parts about playing music, where you play together in groups of people and collaborate and stuff, and none of the there is competition in the folk music world, but it's not really like exactly the same as the classical world. The classical world can be a little bit crazy. I come from the area of the United States that has a lot of Norwegian roots, immigrants who came, and so they have Scandinavian festivals, and my mom, who plays the violin, she found a Hardanger fiddle, and she brought it and visited me at college. And I played the Hardanger fiddle the first time, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is the first thought that I had was, this is not a violin, because it looks very much like a violin, and a lot of people think, wow, that's just a fancy decorated violin. And when you feel a Hardanger fiddle, when you try to play it, it's just a different feeling. It's a different instrument completely. So I got curious. I traveled to Setesdal, the eastern valley of Norway. I met a friend of my mother's, and at that time I didn't really have any plans for how long I was going to visit this person. And I ended up staying with her, my first Hardanger fiddle teacher, for a whole month. And she put the first real fiddle in my hand. 'Cause there's some sounds that really speak to your soul, and Hardanger fiddle music is one that speaks to me. And so my first fiddle teacher said, we have to get you a fiddle. So they drove me all the way from Setesdal to Telemark, which is very far.
I think it's amazing that someone from Minnesota ends up in Setesdal, of all places.
Yeah, Setesdal is mostly because I had this. I finally studied at Rauland. It took me 10 years to get over to Rauland and to make time and money to study Norwegian folk music at the university in Norway that teaches folk music and folk art. And then I got this opportunity, I realized that I could move to Norway. It hadn't been really a possibility earlier. And so I was looking for jobs. And this job that I have right now was on the market. They were looking for people to fill it. And it's really just the most perfect job for me. It's the most amazing life.
And what is that job?
So it's hard to explain. Well, it's partially folk music teaching through the whole valley of Setesdal, from Bykle kommune, which is the north part, all the way down to Bygland. So it takes about 2.5 hours to drive, maybe 2.5 hours to drive the område, the area that I'm responsible for teaching folk music in. And I teach on munnharpe, Hardanger fiddle, and a little bit of kveing, which is folk singing. So that's a good part of my position is just teaching folk music, which is awesome. I love it. And then the other part of my position is coming up with projects and ideas and doing this kind of thing to bring folk music, advertise folk music to people, try to get more, especially young people, especially students, curious about folk music. As
we said in the breakfast, I feel like this music is almost on the red list.
Yeah.
So
and that's the whole point of the whole reason my job kind of exists is because specifically Setesdal's folk music has gotten on the UNESCO World Heritage List for intangible cultural heritage. And so they've gotten this kind of status, UNESCO has decided that Setesdal's folk music is very cool. And I also think it's really cool. And
I'm actually in the interview, and I also think it's really cool. And and we should welcome people from abroad. It's the best thing that could happen to our folk music and our folk culture to make it living.